Can you afford Phoenix? That's the million-dollar question. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna explore 7 different areas in the Phoenix metro region. And we're gonna look at $1 million home just to compare between each of these areas. And if your price point is a little or a lot under $1 million, we'll give you a general idea of what price points are in each of these locations. Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm a realtor from Real Broker, here to share with you all things Phoenix. Area number 1 is Buckeye. Buckeye is pretty far on the west side of Phoenix, and I would say it's not quite as hot of a market. However, it is a very, very fast growing area. And the reason for it is land is very, very cheap there right now. So we're seeing a lot of different industries come in and build plants there. I know Coreplex is a big one. It's brought in over 3,000 jobs to that area. And there's still a lot of plans for building shopping centers, planned communities. So I'd really anticipate in the next 5 to 10 years that we're gonna see a lot of growth there. What can $1 million get you in Buckeye? You guys look at this house here. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, slightly under, 4,000 square feet. But the kicker of this house is the lot size. The lot size is over an acre, which Phoenix tends to have pretty small lots compared to like places on the East Coast or in the Midwest. So if you want a big lot, you might want to look into Buckeye. The median sales price in Buckeye is around $385K. So when we look at some of the other areas in a few minutes here, you'll see that is considerably cheaper entry point to buy a home than some of these other communities. So something to keep in mind, it is really far outside of town. So if it's important for you to be more central, you probably aren't gonna wanna live here. Number 2 is North Phoenix. Now, when I talk about North Phoenix, I'm talking about really above the 17 and the 101, so Deer Valley, Anthem area. So this area is also a growing region. So TSMC is building a plant here. I believe they're planning to open operations in 2024. But this is gonna bring in a lot of people that have high paying salaries. So we're also expecting this area to grow quite a bit. So what can $1 million get you here? Here, you're still getting a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, but the lot size is considerably smaller. It's still a decent size, about a 1/4 acre or about 10,000 square feet. The home does have a pool. It's new, it's clean, but definitely a smaller lot size than what we have seen in Buckeye. Now, the median price point here is actually the cheapest of all the areas that we're going to talk to you about today. It's $370K. I'm also curious to see if this will increase significantly over the next couple of years. I have heard people coming to this region for investing, yes, in anticipation of the jobs that TSMC will bring. And at number 3 is Phoenix. So I'm talking about more central Midtown Phoenix. This $1 million home here, you will see that it is considerably smaller, just shy of 2,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's also a much older home, but you're also paying for location. I lived in this area before and I absolutely loved it. The neighborhoods are great. The homes, I think, have a lot of character. There's restaurants, there's music, there's a lot going on there. So if that's important for you, I would definitely look into Midtown. Now, the median price point there is coming in at $460K. Something to keep in mind is that you are getting much less of a house. You're having either a really old home that you have to fix up, or very limited square footage, or it might even be a townhome or an apartment. So that's just something to think about if you're buying in this area. It is pretty expensive, but you are paying for the location and just the environment around Midtown, Central Phoenix. Number 4 is Paradise Valley. Okay, so Paradise Valley is actually nestled in with Scottsdale. So if you guys have ever heard of Camelback, it is the staple hike in Scottsdale, Paradise Valley. But this area is expensive. If you have a lot of money, you're probably living or want to live in Paradise Valley. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's red rocks, you can see the mountains. I love it. I like going and just driving around just to see the homes. You'll see here the $1 million home. It's actually a townhome, not near as much square footage, and it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, the median price point in Paradise Valley is $3 million. Yes, $3 million. But it's beautiful. Even if you aren't planning on living in Paradise Valley, it's worth just to drive around to see the beautiful homes and the beautiful scenery. Okay, number 4 is Chandler. So now we're merging more over onto the east side of town. So Chandler is actually a pretty hot market right now. Now, Intel did build a new plant in Chandler, which has brought in a lot more jobs. So we are seeing a lot of transplants relocating here. It definitely is a family-friendly suburb, but there is still quite a bit going on. They have a great downtown area with bars and restaurants. So $1 million home in Chandler is gonna get you 5 bedrooms, 5 baths. It is, again, now we're seeing a larger lot than what we saw in Midtown or Paradise Valley. The lot's about a half an acre. Now, the median price point in Chandler is about $470K. As I mentioned before, it is right now in 2023, it is fairly a hot market, and we are seeing a lot of homes in that median price area receive multiple offers. Okay, number 6 is Gilbert. Okay, this is actually where I live, so I might be a little bit biased, but let's take a look at the $1 million home. Okay, so this home has 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. Now the lot is much smaller than what we saw in the Chandler house. It's about 9,100 square feet. The median price point in Gilbert comes in at $520K. Now, Gilbert is known to be very much a family-oriented area. It is known to have really good school districts. We're seeing a lot more restaurants, bars, even shopping centers around the Gilbert area. So this has brought in a lot more young professionals. Also seen more high income earners come to this area. Now, I've heard a few people say this before, that it is the new Scottsdale. It is definitely becoming more vibrant than, 5-10 years ago. Okay, last but not least, number 7 is Queen Creek. So you can see this house is 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. However, the lot size is huge. Queen Creek is pretty far on the outskirts of town. So if you are planning on commuting to downtown Phoenix, that would be quite a bit of a hike. But more people have been moving to Queen Creek because they can get a better bang for their buck. They can get a pool, they can get a larger lot size. Wanting those things like a yard pool, and you want a reasonably priced house, Queen Creek might be the way to go. In conclusion, when I'm talking about Phoenix, I don't necessarily want to paint rainbows and butterflies on the level of affordability in Phoenix. Just like all across the United States, we are seeing affordability issues here. However, when you are looking at the affordability of many other cities in the United States, when you really break down the median income paired against the median house price, Phoenix is actually much more affordable than a lot of other cities. The other good news is our employment is really, really strong here. Our 2 biggest industry leaders right now are healthcare and education. Very good indicator of a strong, stable market. Now, if you're gonna buy a home here in Phoenix, you're most likely going to build a lot of equity over the long game, over the long term, and most likely going to build a really good investment for you and your family. If you guys have any questions or maybe comments on the market here in Phoenix, I would love to hear from you. Please comment below. Also, if you have found this helpful, please like or subscribe. It helps me substantially. I really appreciate your time, and I hope to continue being your resource for all things Phoenix.